For your writing project one proposal, you'll be creating a visual representation of the Big Bang and your ideas about the lens text. So with that visualization, you'll be creating a short paragraph that describes how you've considered your organization and how you'll begin to approach your project. So some examples from some past students in different organizations they've created essentially follow one kind of key format. Number one, the center is their thesis, and that could be in the form of a statement about the lens text, a research question, or generally just the topic that you're wanting to explore for this project in the semester. So you want to start by asking why this is an issue, and that should help you in creating that central core thesis space. Then around that, so essentially you have your centers, the Big Bang. Around that, you're going to have the main ideas. So you may have between 1, 2, 3, and 4 main ideas for your project. So in the example of the student who was addressing the anxiety issue, she wanted to organize it kind of around the sequence of actions that happen. So for her, the Big Bang wasn't just the lens text, but it was her being diagnosed with anxiety. And then she connected it with her reaction to the lens text, and then an explanation of why that lens text was so impactful for her, and then move into the background behind what she was going to address in her topic. Then she wanted to explore what it was that she wanted, how she wanted the perception to be changed. And that was going to then inform both her writing project 2 and writing project 3 later on. So for her, it was kind of looking at the sequence of events, and those were her main ideas. Other students chose to look at the topic itself. That was their Big Bang, and that the lens text had helped them kind of look at those stereotypes. And it wasn't just necessarily related to the image she saw, but then how she started to connect it to all of these other issues around bullying. So it was the main topic that became the focus. And then their research question became, okay, where do we see bullying? Where do we see discrimination? Where do we see all of these different things that happen? So it was in media. She wanted to connect bullying to, the school environment, and then how it could be both physical and psychological abuse, and where these things had kind of occurred in her life. And so she wanted to connect her rhetorical appeals to these contexts. So that's how she wanted to organize her project. In another example, the student who wanted to focus on body image and social media. So this is the student who had looked at the BBC health warning that had been issued. She wanted to look at it from the stance of the rhetorical appeal, specifically one by one. So she addressed ethos, logos, pathos, and kairos with her sources, and she was going to start connecting her sources with the way that this was being discussed in that way, and how body image was something that was kind of a public health issue, that the article had convinced her of it. So there was a strong sense of those rhetorical appeals there, and that was how she was going to build both her analysis of the lens text and the background that she was building behind those rhetorical appeals. So it will be up to you how you decide to organize your project and how you decide to build the background as well as the analysis of the lens text. Your visualization can take on many different forms. So you can write it out like the first two students did, or you can create it electronically like this third example.